How's it? Drugs, alcohol, steroids, you know, big needles pointing into your quads, synthol, dianabol, testosterone, tren, all the good ones. Now, that being said, that has nothing to do with what I'm about to speak about. We did quads, good workout, crazy pump, moving on. So, obviously we're prepping for the show and we're kind of bulking and, you know, getting into it, you really have to, like, at least with myself, I really hype myself up, you know. There's no point in doing something and then not doing it to the best of your ability. So naturally, I'm going to think I am the absolute best because I fucking am. Like, let's be honest, I am. I am the best. Anyway, so what I was thinking is about how I'm about to go up on stage, you know. Obviously, I have to start thinking about the songs that I'm going to go up on stage to. You know, maybe a little bit of Katy Perry, maybe a little bit of Ed Sheezy. You know, obviously that's a joke. I'm going to definitely go up to Future, Smoking Zooties, 100%. That's the track. Really booked, locked and loaded. Yeah, it's going to be absolutely crazy. As you march on, you see the quads absolutely like shaking until tensing, crowd shivering, competition falling over. You know, you push a small lat spread, everyone gets smacked with a gust of wind, down, out, killed, finished. Like there's actually, like, it's just a bit cruel because bear in mind, I'm also a very young individual. I'm 19. And as the work you see, this is 4 years of hard graft right here. You know, this new generation is pretty flipping crazy. They've been working out since like 12 apparently, or they just don't gear. But you know, I'd give them the benefit of the doubt and say they've been working out since they're 12. So by the time they're like, you know, 18, 17, they just jacked. But like at the same time, I do look at it and go, I know the secret, the secret you're hiding from everybody. You know, all those trademarks on your Dalton ass. Can't hide those from me. You know, big zoom in. Anyway, so naturally, because of my age, you know, 4 years of training, that's not something that a lot of people my age have done. Now, I'm not saying I've optimized and been perfect all 4 years of training, but gosh dang believe it's better than like no training at all. Yeah, it's going to be interesting and it's going to be very tense. I think I'm going to 100% be on the verge of my limits by the end of this. And, you know, it excites me. I love the thought of it. And, you know, it kind of motivates me more knowing that people are going to be visually seeing my, you know, results and, you know, the body and the physique I've spent so many years crafting. And you better believe I'm not walking out of that without a medal around my neck. Not a shot. I don't want a participation medal, you know, I don't want a certificate. I want a first place medal. It's interesting as well because I'm an incredibly competitive person, but I just don't show it at all because I've just found throughout my life that, at least in my opinion, someone who's visibly incredibly competitive is kind of like almost an ick. It's like a turn off. Like you see someone who's like crazy competitive and they're always being competitive about everything. It's like, who can brush their teeth the fastest, who can make the bed the fastest, who can you know, honestly, all I want to do is flipping hit them in the nose and see who can blimming heal the fastest. But obviously I can't do that. So we're going to have to hold up and honestly, you know, you got to be the change. So I would most likely be that person if I didn't tone it down a little bit and, you know, think in my head and be competitive up here, but not necessarily verbally competitive. Unless it's something that I'm incredibly passionate about and something where I need to, you know, it's not an option to not be competitive. And that's what I found with my mixed martial arts. I found with gym in this case now, when I'm going to be competing, there's no option but being competitive. I'm not gonna, you know, lay over, show my belly like a dog and start pissing on myself, because that's a loser. You know, you can't be that when you need to be trying to come number one. And honestly, after today's quad day, I would be shitting bricks if I was the competition that is about to experience me. You know, it's pretty crazy. After a wonderful leg day, again, not too sure how accurate this is, but it is said that the quantities of testosterone in your body just skyrockets. Now, can I necessarily feel that? No. Do I feel great? Yes. It like really makes me want to like squeeze and hit things. Have you seen those videos of people like squishing watermelons with their thighs? You know, it's a bit of a weird one, but I believe I could 100% do that with a bowling ball right now. That's how like juiced and jacked up I feel. Obviously juiced in terms of G Fuel. You know, that's the only juice I'm on. Speaking of, sponsor me. Yeah, it's also interesting as well because it's really made me straight away focus, diet, just back on track, you know, training back on track, sleep back on track, videos back on track, everything's chop, everything's in order. There's no time for messing around, because every moment that I'm not doing something in order to achieve this goal is a moment where the competitor that I'm going to be going up against, and the, you know, well, in this case, it's going to be a multitude of competitors, they could be doing it and they could be getting bigger and stronger and leaner than me, which not going to happen. You know, I'm not going to walk on stage with a baby bicep. That would be upsetting. I want to, you know all those like memes on the internet where people just put like eggs between their biceps. That was actually a really strange trend, to be honest. They put an egg between their biceps, squeeze it, and then go, ugh. Maybe I should recreate that, bring that back from the dead, because, you know, why the hell not? It's also weird because, speaking of eggs, I gave one of these really mentally slow dogs that one of my friends is looking after an egg. You'll most likely see it at some point. And these dogs are, you know, dogs in general, you give them an egg, they're supposed to protect it, look after it, not let it break. And, you know, I gave this dog the egg, it gently picked it up, it waddled away, and about 10 seconds later, you just hear, as it dropped it, cracked it open and started gobbling it up. So, moral of the story, if you don't want to end up like a silly dog, you know, eat your eggs, gain your protein, and you're going to be jacked. That made no sense at all. I think the reason eggs are on my mind is because due to the lack of creativity and nutrition in this country, I'm just having to eat a shit ton of eggs again. Like when I was back at school and living here permanently, I was just eating like literally, I don't know how many it was probably like 12 to 16 eggs a day. Now I've cut it back, I'm only eating 6, but you know, 6 is still a lot of eggs to be consuming in a meal. You just scramble them up, you know, put them on bread, nosh them up quick, fast. You know, it's good nutrition, good fiber, good protein. You can't complain with an egg. An egg honestly should be a superfood. I know a potato is. How the hell is an egg not a superfood if a potato is? No offense to the Irish gents, because, you know, I am at heart one of you now, because I do live there 90% of the year. However, I do love a good potato, a good spud, but superfood? Huh? Well, I don't know if there's in a potato. You know, maybe a sweet potato. I know a sweet potato is a brilliant carbohydrate. It's got, you know, all sorts of good vitamins and nutrients and all sorts of goodies in it. Potato, you know, it's just like a little oval you find in the mud. Anyway, I hope that's been slightly enjoyable, slightly entertaining. Anyway, yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you can implement Swedish into your life, and at the very least, it's a little bit of food for thought. I don't know how much that applies anymore. I don't really talk about my readings anymore, but it doesn't really matter. And yeah, hope you've enjoyed. If you have any suggestions on what I should talk about next, let me know. I'd be more than happy to, you know, chive in, give my opinion on things. Yeah, thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.